with the warm up. So we'll look over one shoulder, stretching into your neck, over to the other shoulder, up to the ceiling, down to the floor, and place your hands on the back of your head and gently push down. You can start to roll down a little bit, and you should feel a stretch along your upper back. And then place right ear towards right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. And we'll just do semicircles from one shoulder down to the floor, over to the other shoulder. That was the door creaking. Stop on any tight sections. Stretch. I was going to blame Charlie. Big arm circles. Making sure that you're really lifting shoulders out of the sockets and pushing around. And reaching out wide, hugging into your chest. You alternate the arm that you put on top. And then arms out and twist, looking over to the back of the room or the back of your garden. And then a hip opener, so we'll take one leg up, taking it round to the side and lowering down. Back. You get something to rest your hands on if you struggle balance. One more on this side. And then over to the other leg. Okay, standing on one foot, just going to straighten and bend your leg, keeping a little bend in the knee. Don't want to overextend. And then circling your toe, so just warming up your ankle. And then onto the other leg, so straightening and bending. And then circling your toes. Okay, coming down onto one knee. One we've done lots of times before, so tilting hips under, start to feel a stretch there already. Then going to lean forward, raising your arms, going back, same again. And keep back in neutral, stay in a straight line. And then placing the opposite hand to the leg that you've got forward, you're going to place it on the inside of that foot. And then you can either keep your knee down and twist, or lift that back leg off, twist up to the ceiling, look up to your fingertips. Feel a nice stretch into your back, also into your hip. And then going to try and place elbows on the inside of that leg. I can't do it, but you get close, you can't keep that knee down. Just trying to stretch down, you should feel a stretch then into your hip, into the outside of the leg as well. Okay. Oops, not effective. Okay, swapping, so you've got the other leg forward this time. Tucking pelvis under, reaching forward, feeling a stretch in that hip. Keep back straight. You don't really like arching with the back, you just find that you lose that stretch. Okay, placing the hand to the inside of that foot, raising your back leg off or keeping it down. You reach up, look towards your fingertips. And your stomach on the inside, that leg. And then now trying to place your elbows on the inside to the inside of that foot. Keeping the leg up or down, it's up to you. Breathe into it, and be quite uncomfortable. Ooh. Okay, coming to hands and knees. We do our cat cow, so pushing stomach towards the floor, arching your back, shoulders together, look forwards, and then rolling your back slowly, pushing your shoulder blades apart, looking towards your knees, and alternating between the two, really making an effort to stretch out the spine. And then bring your back into neutral, so into a straight line. Then going to look over your one shoulder towards your hip. Feel a bit of a twist in the side of your body as you open up. And then go to the other side. Look over your shoulder, look towards your hip. Gently move your hip sideways as well. Back to that side, the other side, alternating between the two. Okay, from here, taking one leg back, going from tiptoe to grounding your heel, so rocking backwards and forwards, getting a stretch along the back of your lower leg, into your calf muscle. Keep stomach pulled in, back in neutral. Then going to lift that leg off. From here, keeping your toes facing downwards, or pointing downwards, you're then going to pulse using your glute muscle, so using your bum to move that heel up. So a pulsing movement. Keep your back still if you can, keep stomach pulled in. Small movement, really squeeze into your glutes. Okay, lowering that leg, placing the other leg back this time. So going from toe to grounding that heel, rocking forwards and backwards. Stomach pulls in. Okay, lifting the leg off, toes pointing downwards, then squeezing your glutes, so lifting that leg. Slightly try and keep your hips square to the floor, so you're not twisting too much into your back. Just a few more. Okay, standing up. So next up, I've got two versions of this exercise. So you can either use a chair or something to lean on, and you're going to place your hands down onto it. Imagine it's a chair. And taking your legs out and in to stand up. But if you can manage it, I want you to have a go at this one. So you're going to, similar to walkouts that we've done before, placing your hands down, walking out. But this time you're going to pause there and then walk your feet towards your hands. You can bend those legs, but try and get a little bit of a stretch as well. So we're stretching into the backs of your legs, using your core and your arms. So we're going down, holding it here, and then walking feet in. Move to a few more of these. This one does very much depend on your flexibility and your mobility. So if you have to go to the other version for now, That's absolutely fine. And work up to this one. Just do one more. I think I might have said one more about 3 times now. Okay, grabbing your weight, well, a weight. You can use quite a heavy one on this one. You're going to take feet just over hip width apart and take your toes out a little bit, so you take a little bit of pressure off your knees. We're in squat, so knees are going in line with your feet. What I want you to remember is to keep your weight in your heels. That will mean that you keep your chest a little bit higher and lowering down. Do these nice and slowly, about 3 seconds down and 3 seconds up. If you do struggle with how far you can go down and if your chest is dropping really far, you can just raise your heels off the floor with, say, like a book or something at like that height. And that way you'll find you can go a lot further, but you still want to keep the weight in your heels. So breathe out as you stand up. Do 2 more. Okay, next exercise. With this one, you want a weight that you can lift out to the side, so you may need to go a little bit lighter for this one. We've got 2 versions. So the first one is you're going from here, lifting leg up, passing it under to here. And you do it on one leg first, and I'll tell you when to swap. Alternatively, if you can, we're going to reverse lunge, pass it underneath, stand up, and staying on that leg, passing, and up. So you can choose the version for you, and off we go. Brilliant. Well done. Staying on the same leg. This means you'll fatigue the one first. Keeping the weight in that front heel if you're lunging. If you're doing the standing on one leg version, really concentrate on balancing. So a couple more. Okay, and then we're going to swap legs now. So whichever leg you were on before, so swapping to the other side, exactly the same movement. Keeping the weight in that front heel. If you're lunging, you can lean forwards slightly, it just helps you put more weight on that front leg. This means you target your glutes a little bit more. Oh, come on. A couple more. Okay, and next exercise, weight in one hand, feet about hip width apart, and a hinge movement now, so you're not squatting, moving back, weight in the heels, swinging up to shoulder level, hips going back, driving forwards. Don't want to go back any further than vertical. You can squeeze your glutes at the top of the exercise. Really good. Your stomach pulled in. Try to keep that back straight. Keep going. Less than 10 seconds on this one. Last one. And swapping onto the other arm. You can do this one with both arms if you can't manage your weight on one hand. Again, make sure weight's going backwards. Door. sure your stomach muscles getting a workout at the same time. Okay, 10 seconds left. Last one. Okay, back to the squats now. So weight held at chest level. In 3 seconds down. You should be able to go a little bit heavier with this exercise. Again, if you want to do it body weight, you can. Breathing out as you stand up. And as you tire, make sure your knees don't start falling in. Keep them in line with your feet. Okay, last one. Okay, back to the lunge with the pass or the standing one. So the regress version, going from here. Or stepping back. Keeping your weight, that front heel. Really good. Okay, 5 seconds left, so it's time for one more. Okay, swapping onto the other leg now, exactly the same. Well done. Okay, 10 seconds left. Okay, last one. Okay, back to our swing. So shoes and arms start on. Feet, so hip width apart. Hinging. And standing up. And that time going backwards. Squeezing. Glute. Core stays nice and tight. And last one. And swapping onto the other arm. Back here the same. Legs are looking very good above Natalie.
Cheers, rather. I might quite enjoy the rain.
Yeah, cool down. Okay, 10 seconds left. And last one. Okay, next exercise, taking your weight in one arm by your side. From here, literally leaning to the side and standing back up. It's a really simple exercise. You want to make sure that you're using your stomach muscles, particularly your oblique muscles, so the sides of your stomach, to stand up. And keep your back in neutral and stomach pulled in. Really concentrate on activating those stomach muscles. And last one on this side. And swapping The other side. Same on the other side. Feel a stretch, and then pulling back up. Pull that belly button towards your spine. Okay, last two. Okay, then coming down onto one knee. You need a weight that you can press above your head. I would suggest going heavier than you think you might be able to do, and then you can always go lighter if you start to struggle. It's better to make sure that you get a good workout. We're going to do, so you can either do a shoulder press from here on the knee, or when you get really light, you're going to stand up and press back down. So you're getting your lunge as well then. Oh, right. So it's up to you which one you do. If you do have slightly niggly knees, I'd stick to this one. Breathing out as you press up. And really concentrate on keeping your stomach muscles and your back all in a firm position. Not wobbling too much. Okay, two more on this one arm. Okay, swapping onto the other arm now, so making sure that you're using the opposite leg. That just helps with balance, standing and press, or you can stay on your knees. Natalie, you've got this one in your programme for next week. So
yay.
Practice. Just a couple more. Okay, bringing weight into two hands now. So you either do this one standing on both legs or standing on one leg. You did it last week if you were here. I'm just twisting the weight around the head. Doing 5 round one way. Do this on 2 feet as well if you're struggling. And 5 the other way. Keeping your ribs down, you don't want to be stretching out too much, keeping the stomach tight. If you are on one leg, you're going to swap onto the other now. Or you can stay, 2 feet down. So 5 one way. And then 5 the other way. Okay, and now we're going to stand both feet on the ground, elbow close into the body, doing our bicep curl with our press. So lots of challenges on the shoulder today. So on one arm first, that down, keeping elbow in to your body, and just make sure you're isolating your bicep on this part of the movement. And you're twisting your wrist, okay, so as you press. Okay, last one. And swapping onto the other arm. And same on the other side. Control that the lower down phase as well. You don't just want to drop the weight back down. It's keeping it nice and controlled. Really good. Last two. And last one. Okay, weight into one arm again. We're doing our side dips. So weight's going down, using your core to pull back up. Keep your head facing forwards. Try to keep your neck in line with the spine. And swapping to the other side. Same on the other side. We pull those stomach muscles in tight. And less than 10 seconds, so just a couple more. Last one. And then coming back down for we got a kneeling shoulder press, so you can either stay on the knee or challenge yourself further and turn it into a lunge as well. With the opposite leg to the arm that's doing the work. Very good. Okay, last one. And swapping onto the other side. So you're conscious of your knees. This one, you want them to keep in line with your toes. Okay, last two. Okay, then come in either 2 feet or 1 foot, trot around, your head 5 one way, and 5 the other way. Watch don't hit your head. Done that many times. And then swapping onto the other foot if you're on one leg. So 5 the one way. And then 5 the other way. Okay, both feet on the ground now, so elbow close into your body, feet hip width apart, just for stability. Raising the weight up to shoulder and turning that wrist face the front. One arm first. Okay, last two. And swapping onto the other arm, same on the other side. Keep breathing out as you press. And last two. And final one. Okay, now coming onto the floor, so lying on your back. Feet planted on the floor. So you've got two versions of this exercise. So you can either do it with both legs on the ground, and I want you to make sure your tailbone is tucked under so that you can feel your glutes squeeze. And then raising thumb off, slowly up your spine, and then lowering back down. Really concentrate on keeping that movement. So if you see me here, that's with my tailbone tucked. Otherwise, back arches, and then you're not using your glutes. If you want to try a little bit more of a challenging exercise, you can do it on a single leg. So if you're here, you can hold on to that one leg and lift up. I do find if I lift my shoulders and head off the floor, helps me target my glutes to see where you feel it. Make sure you're feeling it in that glute muscle. You have got your head lifted, try not to strain your neck. Just imagine that you've got something placed between your chin and your chest. Really squeeze the glute muscles. Keeping your weight in your heels of your feet will help further as well. If you're on one leg, swap to the other. If you've got both feet planted, carry on as you are. On 2 feet, up here, lowering back down. Okay, last couple. Okay, coming up onto one knee with a weight that you can row with on a single arm. One we've done lots of times before, so weight in the opposite hand to the leg that you've got forwards. From here, stomach pulled in, taking a lean forward so that gravity is against you, so you're putting that weight up against gravity. So elbows leading the way, keeping it close into your body. And you want to feel this one in your back. So you're not bringing the weight up to your shoulder, bringing your elbow back sort of towards your hip. Squeeze into your back, you should feel it here if you're getting the right activation. Bring your shoulder back and down. Breathing out as you pull upwards. That's it, keep the head facing forwards. And swapping onto the other arm. So swapping the leg that you've got forwards now. Stomach pulled in, leaning forwards, shoulder back and down. The elbow into the side of your body. Really squeeze into the back. Stomach stays, pull in. Okay, last one. And then standing up, one we've done before, so our deadlift. So you can have a weight in each hand or a weight held in your two hands. You go quite heavy with this one once you've mastered the movement. So with this, I want you to make sure your shoulders aren't hanging down. You want to keep engaged, so pull back and down. Have your feet just over, well, about hip width apart. And your, a little bend in your legs, your bum's going backwards. Stomach stays pulled in and standing. You want to feel a stretch in the back of your legs here. So if you don't feel it when you get to this point, I want you to lean back onto your heels a little bit more. Really push that bum back. Breathing out as you stand up. Charlie always laughs when I always use the analogy that you're like going to turn off a light switch with your bum. It keeps like encouraging me to say it. It is exactly like that there. You want to make sure your bum's going back and you're not just dropping forwards. Really good. So 2 more. Okay, coming back onto the floor for your glute bridges. So either on both feet or you've got your single leg version as well. So weight stays in your heels, tailbone tucked, squeezing up and then lowering down. You've either got off on both feet or taking hold of one leg. Same movement on one leg. Just add some more weight into your glute muscle. You squeeze your glutes. If you're on one leg, you can swap to the other side. Okay, last one. And then coming up onto one knee again for a single arm row. So opposite leg to the arm, keep the weight in, stomach pulls in, moving forwards. Using your stomach muscles as well. And make sure that your elbow is leading. Breathing out as you pull. Okay, last 2. And swapping onto the other side. Make sure you get your starting position right first. And that pulls in, leaning forward. Ten seconds on this side. Last one. And then standing up for our deadlifts. Again, really focus on mastering the movement in this one so you're getting the full workout out of it. So you make sure you're getting that stretch in your hamstrings. Standing up, squeeze your glutes at the top of the exercise, but try not to lean back so that you go past vertical. You want to stay in a straight line at the top. Really good. Okay, last 3. 2 and 1. Okay, coming back onto your back now. Weight in one arm, other arm, fingertips up, just working across the chest now. So you make sure you keep that stomach tight. That's just really good for your stomach muscles and also protects your back. And you're going to press up to the ceiling. You should be able to go quite heavy on this one. Breathing out as you press. You want to make sure that you're pushing up in line with your chest, not over your head, not over your stomach. Last one on this side. And then simply arm. And so on the other side, keep the stomach pulled in, and your back should be flat on the floor. Five seconds left on this side. Last one. Okay, next up's another chest exercise. But this time you're keeping your arm, so staying on your back, you're going to keep a little bend in that arm, but it's almost straight. You're taking it out to the side, and then bringing it back to centre, and then flipping to the other arm, taking it out to the side, bringing it to centre. You're going to keep core engaged so you don't twist over. You feel it across your chest and the inside of your upper arms. Okay, we'll do one more either side. Okay, and then coming onto your stomach, you're going to reach legs out behind you, about hip width apart, so the fronts of your feet are flat on the floor. Arms are reaching up, keeping your gaze on the ground so your neck's not coming up. From here, you lift arms off and then lowering back down. I want you to squeeze into your glutes, into your hamstrings, into your back as you do this. So keeping eyes on the ground, lifting up, lowering back down. You shouldn't feel any pain in your lower back in this one. If you do, just either stop movement altogether or just try and only lift off a tiny bit off the floor. Okay, back onto your back. We've got our chest press now. So a single arm, fingertips back, in on one side. Really good. Okay, one more on this side. And swapping to the other arm. So a normal chest press now. Make sure your stomach muscles are engaged. Belly button is coming towards your spine. Okay, last one. And then we've got our chest open one, so like almost like a pet fly. So you're going out to the side, bringing it back to center, and then onto the other side. Ideally, you want to keep your thumbs pointing behind you. Really good. Do 2 more on each side. Okay, and then coming back onto your stomach for your back raises, so feet on the floor, arms raised above your head, keeping your gaze on the ground, and lifting up and lowering that down. Keep your shoulders and upper back engaged as well. Okay, last 3. And last 1. Okay, coming up onto one knee again. I'm sorry for your knees. Taking your weight in 2 hands if you can. You're going to have the weight at hip level, and we're taking it up to twist. Really pulling stomach in first, and then twisting. One side first. Yes, keep moving down, controlled. On this side. And then swapping onto the other side. So you've got forward weights at your hip, and then twisting up. Good. 10 seconds left on this side. And weight can be now at your chest or no weight for this one. So both knees on the ground so that are in line with your hip points. From here, you're sitting back towards your heels, but not relaxing down, and then going back forwards. So you're making sure that your glutes are engaged, stomach's in tight, going down towards your heels and back up. Lowering down. Okay, keep the movement nice and slow. The slower you go, the harder you'll find it. Okay, we've got 2 more. Okay, heart raising section. So we've got 4 exercises. It's going to be 30 seconds and we do 4 rounds. First one, starting on 2 feet. You're going to jump from 2 feet onto 1 foot, balance it there, draw your feet back together, jump onto 1 foot, trying to balance. Just do a little jump if you struggle with the impact through your leg, or to make it harder, jump forwards and you'll find it really tests your balance. So that's the first exercise. Second exercise, we've either got our steps back, raising the arms at the same time. If you're really happy with lunges, like go into a lunge and back up. But really make sure you keep your stomach in. We don't want you arching your back as you lunge. Third exercise, got hands and knees, and you can either raise your knees off the ground, or to make it a little bit harder, you're going to, from here, raise knees up, and then walk forwards, keeping the knees just a small distance off the ground. And then fourth exercise, we've got our squats with our punches, with our twists, so that we keep the stomach that one. Okay, so starting with our jump to one leg, off we go. Jumping 2 legs to a single leg. So we're on the leg, sorry. Good outline, really good. And then, again, just a small jump. The impact, just be aware of keeping your knees really firm in a straight line. Your toes. Okay, next exercise, we've got our lunges, or just our step backs. Go a little bit faster on this one now. Your stomach in, make sure the knees stay in line with your feet. In less than 5 seconds. Okay, now we've got our knee hover or our bear crawl. So here, you can crawl forward. Keep stomach pulled in. Make sure that your shoulders stay in line with your wrists. Take this one. The last 5 seconds. Okay, and now our squat with our punches, keeping the weight in your heels, stomach pulled in. Really good. Okay, 10 seconds left, take a little bit lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So on to round 2. So we've got a jump, 1 foot. Try and make it a little bit harder. When you get onto that 1 foot, do a little bit of a lower before you stand up. Okay, 5 seconds left. Okay, reverse lunges, or we've got our steps back. Really good. Stomach stays pulled in. seconds left. And onto our knee hover. Back roll, start here. Or you go forwards. You go backwards as well, but I hope I mastered that for coordination perspective. Really good. Shake your legs around a little bit and then come back into this position. Less than 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up to standing. Squat with our punch. See that stomach pulls in. Weight in your heels. See if you can go a little bit lower. My example is not great. 5 seconds left. And then round 3. So off we go. Jump to one leg, so you can do a little bit lower. It's a really good one. If you run, get used to the impact going through one leg. Okay, 5 seconds left. Okay, lunges. Well done. Those knees in line with your feet. Keep your arms straight. 5 seconds left. Okay, onto our knee hover or our bear crawl. Stomach stays pulled in. Let that lower back. Halfway. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up you come. Squats. I hope I'm right, that's round 3. Okay, so one more round after this. You can sink a little bit lower in squat. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Okay, final round. Jump the leg. And a bit more wobbly as you get tired, so just be careful. Okay, reverse lunges. Brilliant, well done, keep going. Over halfway. Okay, then we've got our bear crawl or knee hopper. Off we go. Keep shoulders over your wrist. Get your thumbs straight. Stomach pulled in. Over halfway. Less than 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing up. Got our squat. Crunches, last exercise. Really make those legs burn, go a little bit lower. Okay, over halfway. Three, two, one, and relax. Grab a sip of water if you've got one nearby. Breathe nice and deeply. Down onto your mat or onto the ground. Just got a couple of ab exercises to do. I don't really normally do that many ab exercises, but I've got a couple today to feel the burn. So you can either keep feet on sides, or just going to lift towards your knees. Doesn't matter how high you can go. And making sure that you don't pretend to your chest and leave a gap. Make it a little bit harder. You can raise legs off and go. So choose a version that's challenging. Squeeze those stomach muscles. And keep that lower back down on the ground. A few more. The last one. Okay, next one. So straighten on the side of your stomach now. So you can either keep legs hands in, you take elbow over to opposite. So hands on your head. Over from one side to the other, really squeezing the side. If you want to make it a little bit harder, I want you to make sure if you do this one, you keep your lower back down so you can lift the knee towards the elbow. It's like, oh, it's bicycle. Don't know why. Definitely not like riding a bike. Keep breathing and really squeeze into the stomach muscles. A few more, you should feel a burn. Okay, and relax. Lie onto your back, stretch arms above your head, stretch your feet out. Stretch as long as you can. And then hug knees into your chest. You rock gently up and down. Go. And rock, you can rock side to side, a little back massage. Right knee hug into your chest. Drop your left leg down the ground. You take hold of that, so your right knee with your left hand and gently fold over to one side. Reach your right arm out and look towards your fingertips. You get a nice twist in your spine. Breathe nice and deeply. And coming back onto your back, take hold of the other knee this time. So bring left knee into your chest. Hold on to the kneecap with your right hand. Gently roll over. Reach your left arm out and look over towards your fingertips. Okay, rolling over onto your stomach. Place your hands underneath your armpits, so next to your chest. From here, just gently lifting up. Keep those elbows in close to your body. Don't worry about how high you can there. And lowering it back down. And pushing up again. And we're trying not to compress that lower back, so you're keeping it long. Down. You push up onto your hands and knees. We'll take knees out wide. I want you to sit back towards your heels. You may need to put a cushion in between your heels and your thighs. You're gonna press back and then lower your head towards the floor. You feel a stretch in your hips. Okay, coming onto your bum, you're going to reach one leg out straight, but sole of your other foot onto your inner thigh. From here, keeping your toes pointing upwards, you get the stretch up, big breath in, and then breathe out as you fold down, trying to reach forwards, not necessarily going down. You feel a stretch along your the back of your thigh. You can use a strap around your foot if you want to pull yourself down a little bit further. See if you can go a little bit further on every out breath. And then onto the other side, the other leg reaching out straight. Sole of your foot. Going to reach up, breath in, breathe out as you fold down. You can go a little bit further. Okay, coming up onto your knees, and sit back onto your heels, so you get a cushion, sit on a cushion. So you're going to take your hands behind your back, and hold onto your elbows if you struggle to reach your hands, and then pulling your shoulder blades together so you get a stretch along your chest and also into your shoulders. You can raise those hands away from your back, like more of a stretch. You can drop your right ear to your right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder. Hands reaching out in front of you. This time, so it's going to do the opposite. So pulling your hands away so you get a stretch in your upper back. Drop your chin to your chest. And as you drop your chin, roll a little bit forwards. You can get more of a stretch in your back. Slowly rolling down. Okay, take your right arm across your chest, left hand on your right elbow. Gently pull that arm in towards you. What are you doing, Charlie? On the bookcase. Moving to the inside, so left arm reaches across, right hand on left elbow. Okay, taking right hand to left shoulder blade, left hand on right elbow, gently pushing that hand down the back. But make sure you push that elbow against the hand as well, so that you're kind of pushing both ways. It'll just find that it increases the stretch for you. And then over to the other side. So left hand onto right shoulder blade, right hand onto left elbow, gently pushing down and then pushing against that hand. And standing up, we'll do a quad stretch. So if you've got something to hold on to it. Take hold of your right ankle, keeping your knees, and you're going to push forward. With balance, you can touch your ear, does help. And then onto the other side, take hold of the other ankle. If you do struggle to reach your ankles, you can do this lying on your side, and you can use a strap. It pushes forwards. Okay, and a calf stretch, so the lower part of your leg, so at the back. So you're pushing that back heel towards the floor. Keep your weight. You can then lean on that front leg. And swapping onto the other side, pushing that heel towards the floor. Play around with where you hold your weight, depending on where you can feel that stretch the most. And you can relax. Well done, everyone.